Hello, my name is Natalie Delemar and I'm here with Matt Bradley, the SVP of EPM Development. Thank you for joining me today, Matt.
Thank you for having me.
So, first question. Talk to me about FCCS. So last year we heard that some customers were a little challenged with thinking about going to FCCS because there wasn't full parity with HFM. So talk to me about what a client, a Fortune 100 client who's evaluating whether to go and take that leap into the cloud. What would you say to them?
Sure, I definitely think they should consider it, especially given where we are with respect to our on-premise. So what we're basically saying for very large customers is that if they have a schedule that fundamentally has them going live early next year, then they really should consider FCCS. While there are some feature coverage gaps that we still have, we've got an aggressive roadmap. Already released this year are the advanced consolidation features that companies were looking for the more complex ownership and equity elimination and some of those particular elements that we've delivered. And we are looking to expand the dimensionality so we can give more richer reporting, especially required for larger organizations, especially as we see in the Fortune 100. And we're also then made tremendous strides in performance, which had been a knock that we had early on when we first released the product. And so I think there's a sort of a respect in terms of where we are competitively with the product, where the product needs to be. We've got a very, very huge yardstick to get measured against. That we're trying to replace the market leading product with the cloud solution. So we basically recognize that challenge, and I think the team has stepped up to it. We're looking forward to bringing them on board those Fortune 100, Global 1000 customers starting now.
All right.
Let's get those projects rolling.
Sounds like Oracle is ready. All right. Next question. So since last Kscope, you released EDMCS, Enterprise Data Management Cloud Service. So now we have everything we had on-prem, we now have in the cloud.
And then some.
And then some, yeah. We have EPRCS, right? So what's next?
I think that we get into that interesting phase now where we've basically been balancing the roadmap in terms of feature coverage, so making sure we can do the same thing in the cloud as what we can do on-prem. That was sort of mission number one. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure it was compelling so that it wasn't just a straight replacement. What I can do here, I can now do on cloud. It was really a case of embracing cloud, embracing software as a service, which is a different model. This is not hosting. This is, being able to have what we would consider frictionless updates. So the ability to get new features fairly quickly without having any downtime, without having any significant upgrade processes, so that companies can move at a pace that makes sense for their business. As things rapidly change, they can then take advantage of the features and enhancements that we're putting into the product. So there's a stage of functional innovation that we've put in place, so things like EPRCS, where it's brand new and not available in on-premise, and then also technology innovations that we're looking to put in. So really trying to take advantage of the broader technology that Oracle can bring and imagine that for EPM style use cases. So what role does machine learning play? What role does artificial intelligence play? What role does increased automation play? And we're starting to develop solutions around those particular pieces. So coming soon to the EPM cloud will be things like support for chatbots, support for voice interaction, support for predictive based upon machine learning algorithms that we will do what we would consider in situ. So in the interface that you're familiar with, just taking the power of those algorithms and making it real for the customers. So I think that's the next wave that we'll see a lot more innovation, both from a technology and a feature function standpoint.
Okay, well, thank you. One more question.
Sure.
What's the next thing that's coming out that has you the most excited?
Ooh, good question. It's like it's a difficult question because they're all my babies.
Of course they
all
are.
My services, and so I got to pick my favorite.
What's your favorite?
I think the more exciting stuff that we're doing. I think that some of the stuff that we've already talked about. I think the new style of interactions, the ability to talk to the EPM cloud using your voice and having a conversation, but it's also been able to elevate that up to a much more conceptual level. So it's more than just increase my budget. It's, can you tell me what data points I should be interested in? And having the machine do a level of analytics that we want to really flip that. So instead of the traditional model of a bunch of reports and some ad hoc and try to find the needle in the haystack. What if we actually can point to where the needle is and say, pay attention to this data point. This is something you should be interested in. And then if you do show interest in that, we'll continue to prompt you that. And if you don't show any interest, we'll then find another one and have you much more engaged with the data. So those features, internally we call it enterprise performance management. And our intelligence performance management, and that feature will show up in planning probably early next year.
So is that you working with the analytics team and leveraging some of the...
It's working with the similar algorithms together.
Okay.
So we're basically trying to figure out what's the right algorithm, how can we do some data processing, and how can we then surface that to the end user.
All right, great. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
So did you hear where the conference is going to be next year?
Yes, I did. Very
so
excited.
Are you coming to Seattle?
Coming to Seattle. Seattle was a great town when we were there, what was it?
5 years ago. That's right.
Wow. Yeah, no, it was a great conference. That sort of urban setting is a different vibe than the resort setting.
Yeah.
Nothing that there's anything wrong with the resort setting here. It's a fantastic location. But getting back to that urban setting is it's definitely a different vibe and interesting.
Yeah.
It's a great
All
city.
right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.